Well, hi, I brought in my brother for this one. The committee packets for the different committees for the convention, uh, they dropped last night for the different committees, and I'm bringing in my brother for the Involved Idahoan channel this time. There's an interesting amount of resolutions coming through, even though there was only a small bit of time to submit them. Some of them sound familiar. Some of them they sound like an old man rant on Facebook. The titles do. They're probably fine. We're just gonna go through them as soon as I can press this button here. See, yep, that's probably working right. So yeah, that's the committee. These are all the titles, and all the font is mismatched and stuff.
Yeah,
so
why is this one bigger than the other? Resolution to assist Republican legislators. It's like huge.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. You know what? It's probably what the actual what the actual issue there is that the state party HQ is like really overworked right now and doing more things in a lesser time frame, and so they probably don't have time to really worry about text formatting. They got a lot of crap to deal with. I don't know. A couple things I need to tell you after we're done, but
I do gotta say,
Israel.
In listening to my music today, doing my job, and then on the way here, the Idaho song came on.
Nice.
So that was cool.
Like the actual Idaho song.
The only one I could find on Spotify. It's the one with the
banjo?
The banjo one, yeah.
Cool. Weather modification.
What? Is this some sort of aliens exist, 5G causes cancer kind of thing?
Well, it's a World Economic Forum. Okay, so this is sounding like the above 50 section of my Facebook. Okay. No, that wasn't meant as an insult, but this is sounding a lot of as a limits partnership in municipal. Oh, they're trying that again. Not cool.
We're going to have farmers complaining about the dang kids and their internet and the Xbox?
We might. Let's see. Sovereignty of state of Idaho.
Election day, a national holiday.
Well, there's ups and downs to that, but let's see what they say when we get there. Regarding nullification of treaties which are improperly executed. I think I know what that's going. I think I know what's going on with that, but I think we're gonna cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, so. First one is crossover voting, apparently submitted by Ben Chaffetz of Ada fame.
Now this is one I've known a bit about, and it's an issue we need to be dealt with. Democrats say it doesn't happen, and they continue to do it, and they continue to talk within their own party publicly that they do it. So they need to stop denying that it happens.
Indeed. Whereas the Idaho Republican Party here in the party is a constitutional right, blah. Okay, this is sounding familiar. Party has constitutional right to determine who has right and assist the party in selecting nominees.
Whereas.
Get ready for that. You were put on the resolutions committee. You know how many times? Let's see. Party has considerable crowd by those. Okay. This is the Durst resolution from the winter meeting, isn't it? I think it is. Was adopted, whereas those refused to recognize the party's right. Oh, we're putting it that way.
The party's rights to association and rules pertaining thereto, including rules, I didn't bring my glasses, regarding deadlines for affiliation.
With the party and yada yada. Okay.
I'd say it's good, right?
Well, it is a First Amendment right, freedom of association. That's one of the things that they were directly concerned with.
I really think the Boise mayor's race should stop hiding behind being independent.
Yeah, full-on hard blue Democrat.
What's Mayor Karen? McLean. Lauren McLean needs to stop pretending she's not a Democrat.
Yeah, that's true.
That is basically lying. She is a liar.
Brand espoused. Oh, they're using that word, huh? Brand.
Well, all those the people on the other side from us like to say Republican-y. and so they're saying brand stuff.
All that former Otter Pack stuff is really going to come back to bite them. All right, party to nominate candidate referred as the spouse and party's platform. Therefore, be it resolved that the chairman of the party is directed to immediately and without delay retain legal representation to defend the party's right to association and the enforcement of rules pertaining thereto regarding. Okay,
that's a little bit different.
Yeah, what he's doing about it is different. That's interesting.
So explain to me in non-legalese what that really would mean.
Immediately go get a lawyer and start looking at legal stuff on how, and say to really say who is a Republican and who's not. That's more or less what they're doing there.
Okay.
Chairman is, and hereby is granted full authority to expend any resources. They said, we're not
going to be fighting forever over that one.
Yeah, somebody's going to. Say this gets through the committee.
Yeah.
Which it probably will, and makes it to the floor. Somebody is immediately pulling this one out of the stack because you can do that and say, okay, we're debating this one separately in hopes to take it out.
To effectuate this resolution and completion unless specifically directed otherwise.
Okay, here's all of the Republican money.
Yeah.
Spend how much you want on it. That's what it says.
After we just got dealing with dues and stuff like that?
Well, most everybody paid their dues. There's just...
no, it's just the issue of dues and collecting dues, and now we got collecting the money on a regular basis.
We solved that problem. That argument is done.
I know. And now we have... Let's put it all here.
Well... I'm gonna. Any more to say about that before we move on?
No, let's just go thing to thing.
Okay, here's Durst's act. He's actually putting his name on this one. 24-2 here. Whereas the delegates of the Idaho Republican Party adopt a platform every 2 years, embodies the goals, visions, and values. Nominated candidates for partisan office do not reaffirm their support for the amended revision. Okay, so wait, what? Nominated candidates for often do not reaffirm their support. Oh, they're asking about the integrity and affiliation thing after the primary, which. Hey, I was bringing up this entire timing issue before.
So it's kind of related to the other, but not.
Issue. Well, yeah. Pretty much.
It's got some other issues about what the party should... Which, by the way, if you're a party, if you're a political party, any political party, you're going to have a base or platform about what you are about, what you are, what you should be. And I don't know why certain conservative people in the gem state would complain about having that thing, because we're just saying what we are.
Well, those kinds of people really don't like accountability.
No.
Yeah.
I'll be dragging around a printer in my trolley.
Like
a good little boy.
Oh, well, at least the cookies were good. I heard.
No, I had a ton of those cookies left over. I gave them to the primary kids. They loved them.
Nice. Support for the platform serves as an indicator for the party. I mean, you're not wrong here.
That is a correct sentence, yes.
You are not wrong.
Yes, this is a correct sentence.
We still... Okay, yeah. Okay, when I point... Okay, that's when it gets weird. Okay, now, therefore, be it resolved, the chairman of the party is hereby directed to immediately send a copy of the amended platform to every nominated Republican candidate. You're not okay. That's not new.
Including Mike Simpson.
It should. They all have internet access. I'm willing to bet it's not hard to go find the platform. But
what was that a while ago about complaining about we didn't get it on time and let's put this to next month and blah 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 in the Ada County.
Yeah.
Crap.
Well, funny thing about Gmail is that you can definitely tell when somebody got an email and when they read it.
Laura Owens put some sort of tracker with that so she could see when anyone ever opened and read her stuff. So she was basically, I don't know if you call that stalking, but it was some sort of form of that. she was just doing that. But that's a whole unrelated to this video. Yeah.
Why put a tracker in your email? There's ways to figure that out anyway.
Because she really had to know everything about everybody. Because she's Lori Lister Frost.
Oh, well, so, okay. Now moving on. That the chairman of the party is hereby directed to instruct nominated Republicans to affirm their support in areas of degree. Okay, see, and this is the thing that I've been saying all along is that it is quite fine to disagree with the platform in one or a few different areas. You just got to be honest with us, not only with us, but with the voters about it.
Yeah,
and and then your hands are clean, and
Mike
so are the parties.
Mike Simpson.
Yeah. Okay. And then let's see. There
Further resolved.
Be it further resolved that the chairman of the party is hereby directed to non-responses. Okay, so yeah, say okay.
Hey, Gem State Conservatives put out that Facebook post.
Conservatives.
We can put out that.
Oh, that's right. Their pronouns are they, them, so you got to say Gem State Conservatives, they,
They
them.
and them means more than one person. Always. Every time in the English language.
That's true.
It does not mean one person.
Gem State Conservatives, they, them.
Yep.
Okay. Salary for state...
What?
I'm not liking this. Hold up.
Who did this? Brandon Durst again?
Well, let's hear them out. This is Resolution 2024-3.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Whereas serving as the chair of the party is demanding and time-sensitive. Yes.
Yeah,
you haven't made your point yet.
You put it upon yourself when you ran that you know it would happen.
Whereas numerous state party organizations acknowledge that the chair position precludes maintaining regular employment, and accordingly, they provide compensation to their elected chairs. These other guys doing it doesn't mean that the state party should. That's okay, but let's keep going.
I don't like this.
Whereas expecting the chair of the party to serve on a voluntary basis significantly restricts the pool of potential candidates. Okay, you have half of a point there, but
it's not enough to convince me that this should be a paid position.
I mean, that is true that it severely restricts people, but then again,
this is not a good idea.
We're not supposed to be treating things particularly that way, but okay.
I'm just going to put it this way. Everybody that attends these meetings, like the winter one and then the every 2 years summer convention and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everyone there is paid to do a job, but not the job we're there for. You got the PCs and the legislative district people and the chair and then the vice chairs or whatever. None of those people are paid to do that. There are state senators there, and there are county commissioners and stuff, but they are paid for that. This is not a good idea. This is not a good idea to have this.
I mean, you just look back at what the original intent was for Congress. The intent for Congress was to have everyone who had affairs to get to back at home, and so there wouldn't be any career politicians. And this looks like it's setting up the same thing.
I do not like this. Does he have any other
Be resolved that
reasons?
the chairman of the party is hereby directed to immediately appoint a special committee to investigate compensation structures of other state party chairs. They're pulling the Barrett-Tetlow argument here, where they say, well, other state parties are doing it this way, therefore we shouldn't be doing it that way. No.
This is not a good idea. I have not heard about this before.
I might have heard it randomly in a chat forever ago, but yeah.
This is ridiculous.
That the chairman of the party is hereby directed to. No, okay, you know what? Actually, I should start writing all of this down.
Instruct the members of the special committee to draft a proposed rule change to allow for the chair's compensation and present within night. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What was the which 2024-3?
Yeah.
Okay. 2024-3. Do
you want a keyboard? I've got a spare one. That goes to Bluetooth to your iPad.
No, it'd take too long to set that up. We're already recording.
For other stuff.
Well, no, I've got a Bluetooth keyboard.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, it's like this. I used it for presidency meetings.
Where is hereby directed the proposed rule change and directed to no. And I think this technically breaks a rule.
Rule change for the agenda. Rules. Yeah, again, no. This is a solid no.
And wait a minute. He didn't run this by Dorothy, I don't think. Because she would have said no.
Is Durst more or less to say on the side of Dorothy?
Oh yeah, he definitely is a conservative, which is why I'm surprised that he's for spending money in this way. But anyway.
Well, you have friends that know more about all this. Maybe you can ask them what the deal is here.
Yeah, but yeah, 2024-3 is a hard no.
Very hard no. And I'm not that knowledgeable on things.
Special Committee for Primary Election Alternatives. Kristen Lucas. Well, remember how we had the mess that caused the caucus?
Yeah.
They're talking about
fixing the problem?
Yeah, roughly. So, looks like a couple of good people. Have
I met Kristen Lucas?
Probably. I also have pretty bad face to name sometimes. Okay, so the Republican Party here in the party has a constitutional right to determine who is. Is everybody copying everybody's homework? That's
yeah. I was going to say something.
Yeah, the party has a constitutional right to determine who this is. We're starting to repeat ourselves, and that's the longer it goes, the worse off we are.
The party has a constitutional right to determine who has the right to assist the party.
The party has considered crossover by those who do not have the party's message. Wait a minute. This is a straight up copy from 2 resolutions ago, I think.
Our buddy that we roommated with, that's going to be the
parliamentarian. Yeah, Cornell.
Can you message him and ask him maybe what the deal is?
Or
he's probably real busy.
I don't think he would know, and we're now on the point in their interregnum time where it might not be a good idea for an officer of the committee to directly comment on this, because we're not the we're not the Victor Miller types who will poison the well before a rule presentation.
Do we have someone we could ask about this and what the deal is then? Because if he's involved in the committee hierarchy, then we can't ask him.
Are you asking about people using similar language?
Well, I'm just wondering, did someone have a once-over the whole thing and tidy things up and maybe write some of the stuff in there?
I don't think there's an actual problem there.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see. The ranked choice one. Okay, so here's the part where it starts making sense. The ranked choice vote in open primaries initiative represents an existential threat, which is true. Must proactively explore options to protect its interests. That's true. That's what a chairman is supposed to do a lot of the time. Yeah. But Tom Luna just simply refused to a lot of the time. Therefore be it resolved that the chairman of the party is directed to immediately and without delay appoint a special committee to research alternatives for the primary election, yada yada.
For president, right?
No, for everything partisan, it looks like.
Well, because, what we had for presidential primary in place of it, it was crap. And I don't want to be doing that every 2 years. We just need to go to a ballot office or ballot place, fill out the ballot, turn in the ballot, and go on with my day. Anything else is ridiculous and eats away people's time.
Wow.
And if you can read legalese a lot better than me. Is this going to help with the problem?
Maybe.
Okay, what? Explain the maybe. What is it going to do?
Here's the problem: is that every time we have that primary day where we just go to some polling place. And, that is run by the government. That's not run by the party. So we need a solution that we can do easily that's run by the party a lot of times. And oftentimes that's a lot less practical than it needs to be. And so we just simply have the government do a lot of it. And so there's a whole mess with that. Of course, it was working fine to a point. And then the self-appointed rules king of everything, but he is actually doing a pretty piss poor job of it. Phil McGrain. He is the chief architect behind that whole mess,
and he never gave a good answer to.
No, he never did. And not only are they trying to blame this all on Dorothy Moon, but they're refusing to acknowledge a lot of the consequences that happened because of. Anyway, let's move on.
Be it resolved, we change his last name to McCracken.
Phil McCracken. Okay, Chairman, directly approve that. I'm not sure if I actually see this one actually going anywhere. I like what they're trying to do, though. At least trying to find a solution.
Place the recommended rule change on the agenda for Rules Committee of State Senate Committee for its consideration at a date no later. So what does that mean?
They want to force whatever comes out of these two things into the Rules Committee of the winter meeting coming up. The issue there being, of course, is that if nobody wants to put their name on it, it would not be entirely legal. So, yeah, what's it? Article 1, Section 14 or 15 or so. Yeah, if nobody on the SEC wants to actually put those things forward.
So concerning that one, as last comment, I'm going to have to hear people's words here and there on that, because some of this is like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And then some of it's like, what? So, yeah, I'm just going to have to listen to people go back and forth on that one.
Okay. Well, resolution to assist Republican legislators.
Is this a Republican-y thing again?
Well, let's find out. 2024-5 here is Keith Markley from Adams County. Whereas active legislative sessions are short and pass quickly. Why is that a problem?
They do not.
Well, yeah, it's a whole full 3-4 months sometimes. Whereas legislators are having to process overwhelming amounts of legislation during the session. That's a job you signed up for. If you had some sort of other idea on what's happening, that's on you. That's not on everyone else.
If you're doing something other than your job that you were voted in for,
yeah, that's a problem.
That's on you. And you shouldn't be doing those extra things. This is what you concentrate on when you're this.
Whereas for the last many legislative sessions, our legislators are voting on over 700 separate pieces of legislation. I feel like that's not completely accurate, and the reason why I know that is because this person is probably looking at how many bills that got printed, not how many actually made it through the process in either house of the legislature.
Yeah. And which they're probably counting all the stuff they tabled.
And I don't know if he knew he was doing this or not, but doing it that way is inherently misleading, because things can decide to not be printed. Things can, of course, get printed and fail in committee. They can, of course, get cycled a few times in committee with amending and whatnot, and then go through. And then things can get through committee just fine, fail in the fail in the full body, or maybe they get instead of going to the full body, they go to a committee of the whole. And then there's about 8 billion different ways that this number right here is probably wrong.
Well, remember when you probably remember. You were asking about a certain piece of legislation or whatever.
Yeah.
And the guy says, and gives some blow-off answer, right? And you're like, oh, so table it, we won't see it again. He goes, that's not how things work, Matthew. I'm like, yeah, and you before just explained why you basically table it. You didn't call it tabling it, but what you did was, in effect, making it go away and never seeing it again.
I think that was Chuck Winder. That's probably why he remembered who I was.
But the thing is, they do that a lot too. That counts in the number, I think, when he's doing that.
Yeah. I think this person is counting all of the drafts,
so they didn't really vote on that, did they?
Yeah. I'm not liking this already. Whereas our legislators would benefit from real-time guidance and input from the IDGOP. Okay, I don't necessarily disagree with this, but when the state party attempts to do this, that is when all kinds of really nasty words start going back and forth, especially these last couple of years with Dorothy Moon. They say that she's trying to control all of the Republican legislators when nothing of the sort. She's literally just talking to people. Yeah. And by the way, it is abhorrent that lobbyists have a lot more access to legislators than the voters or the party does.
I'm just going to say...
That's a problem.
I'm going to say this. Lobbyists shouldn't exist. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't exist.
You're not wrong.
They're not part of, when we learned in school, the 3 parts of government and the checks and balances and all that stuff that goes on with that. Where's the lobbyists in that?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Where's the lobbyists?
Whereas our legislators can find some legislative analysis from outside organ, but none... Oh, that's interesting how you're putting it that way. You know what? I don't really want to be giving this a whole lot of time. I think I know what they're getting. That they're probably getting at this Dorothy Moon sucks and is not doing her job thing again. Which,
Well, that's bullcrap then.
Well, now therefore be it resolved that the IDGOP shall appoint a 3 members analysis committee. Oh, so you're basically just doing legislative liaisons again. But further resolved that the IDGOP shall allocate up to $15,000 to support... Oh, so you basically just want to make a lobbyist out of the legislative liaisons. Hard no. Okay, this was 2024-5,
lobbyists, right? A.k.a. companies and other things that make money from goods and services, should not be a member of a legislature or Senate or anything.
Let me tell you about IACI later. Well, okay. Let's see. Idaho's unequivocal support for Israel.
Well, we don't have to go too much into it, but I'm 100% for that, and I'm voting for it.
Well, let's at least read what's going on here. Bonneville County. Well, yeah, and Lynn Bradsky. Okay, I see where this is coming from now.
Okay, Lynn's good.
Lynn's okay. Whereas the modern state of Israel is a country born from beyond our mutual... okay, I hate it when they put multiple sentences in a whereas clause right there. That's not how
they didn't super bold the whereas in this one.
No, well, no. What they're doing is that they're writing an essay and pretending it's a resolution.
Didn't we vote something like this in Twin?
Oh, this always comes up. This issue never goes away.
Okay.
Well, because, just Middle East, I mean.
Have you seen any... Well, it's about the convention. I can save it for later, but...
Okay.
I got real thirsty last time because it was super hot, and all we got was these little plastic cups to drink from, and I'm like, I got to bring in water or something if it's going to be like that this time.
I don't know. I have taken a look at the hotel map, and it looks like it's going to be okay. And, oh yeah, there's a couple of practical matters we need to talk to later about that. Okay. But you're probably going to be... You might be okay with just bringing in what you were thinking. Whereas we recognize Jerusalem as the eternal and indivisible capital of the Jewish state, and we affirm America's commitments to... Okay, this is a lot of stuff. We agree. Whereas the United States seeks to establish... Therefore, be it resolved that calls upon the congressional delegation to take all necessary actions to fight for blah, blah, blah. Got no beef with that. This is 2024-6. Sure, yeah, we'll vote. He'll vote yes on it. Okay. Oh, Daryl Ford. All that stuff. I like usually
Pardon Nixon.
No. let's not go there. Okay. The establishing process to ensure a fair and open debate. Whereas the IDGOP Platform Article 2 encourages citizens to participate in government, including open debate. Well, that's no lie there.
Yeah.
Whereas a screening of questions in open debate hinders citizen participation.
What is this?
Oh, wait a minute. He's submitted this before, hasn't he? This is sounding familiar. Resolutions to prohibit and condemn the use of screening questions in public forums. I'm not entirely sure if I actually... Oh, okay, I see.
What is he referring to and what's he getting at?
Well, a lot of times when there's like open discussions or city hall, city hall type things, where there's a lot of citizens come in to ask a question, and sometimes questions like that are screened or submitted to somebody, and then they're asked, kind of thing. And he hasn't. I think it's an actual legitimate issue where there's biases and with that kind of thing, and not only that, but there is the Marxist silencing technique for.
Remember the episode of The Office where they went to the shareholders convention?
Yeah. That
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's actually kind of a good reference. Approved. Therefore, be it resolved that in any Idaho GOP approved sanctioned debates or forums, the moderators will promote debate not by screening questions for content, by allowing time for citizens to ask questions. I guess I'm a passive agree on that, and that all GOP meetings be open meetings. Okay, that I have a problem with. We need to have
put that at the end there.
We need to have the right to executive session.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
So if they add in, with the exception of executive session, then I'm for, because then we have executive session at some point, and someone's going to bring up, oh, you said all GOP meetings would be open meetings, and all of a sudden we're breaking the rules.
Yeah, not only that, but think about this one for a moment. Okay, let's say you have some tiny districts out somewhere, some tiny county out somewhere, and they have an executive board. This isn't even the central committee; it's the executive board where they're doing more of the details, the really boring details along the time, but they're meeting together. This is now purporting to. So
then they're going to report him for breaking that rule.
Yeah,
someone should bring up that then.
I'm sorry, Daryl. I love you, man. You guys are always awesome when I see you around. But
they change a little tiny bit at the end, and it might be good to go.
I mean, if he's up for friendly amendment, I would absolutely move to strike the last resolved clause here. But as it stands, 2024-7 is a passive no. Okay, let's see, 2024-7.
Well, if they change the thing at the end, I think I'd be for it.
No. Okay.
And what if two people at any point that are in the leadership or hierarchy of the Republican Party, they end up having a meeting, or they end up having lunch, and let's say they talk for a little bit about the party for a few seconds.
Right.
Is someone gonna get at them for that?
Yeah, they see the problem with that resolution up there is that it doesn't think a lot about the details and how that rule might even be written. I mean, I love you, Daryl. I'm not going to say what it is or why.
Okay.
But computer security and whatnot. Okay, so here's another one from him. Resolutions that only citizens vote. Okay,
that should already be a law for over 200 years.
I thought that was a thing. So this is 2024-8. Same guy, different font for some reason. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm for that. We don't even got to talk.
Constitutional amendments to begin with the rights of citizens to vote. Whereas clearly the authors of our Constitution agreed. Credentials are required to be permitted at this convention, and not wrong. Whereas only citizens of vote invested in the preservation of our nation. This is correct.
When we pass this, and it passes
it's all the
levels at the convention, I am posting that sentence.
Okay, therefore be it resolved that only citizens be allowed to vote. Okay, yes. Hard. Okay, so this one's 2024.
Yes.
2024-8.
Why would it be anything otherwise? Why would a non-citizen be allowed to vote on stuff for any country?
Good question. Only citizens be allowed to vote.
I mean,
okay.
Canada has a Senate and legislature. I believe Mexico has something like that. A lot of countries have that. Why would someone other than a citizen of that country?
We are looking at a wall
What
of
the
text.
crap is this?
Holy. Okay.
Oh, should we have the Siri read it for us? Let's do it.
Here, let's
have the purple monkey do it.
No, no, not the purple monkey, not the dishwasher. Okay, let's see if it'll come through.
Buster.
Let's see if it'll.
We're at.
It's probably going to interfere with OBS.
Deliberate introduction into clouds of various substances that act as condensation nuclei or isonuclei in an attempt to induce precipitation by aerial dispersion or ground cloud seeding generators. Whereas chemtrails are visible, various aerosol and electromagnetic particulates dispersed by aircraft.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Don't.
No, I'm gonna say it.
Don't.
Chemtrails make me gay.
The act of intentionally manipulating or altering the weather.
Chemtrails made me.
2024.
What the crap? Chemtrails? They say bringing in chemtrails. Tennessee, you say?
Okay.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
2024 dash
of
9.
chemical compounds, substances, or apparatus.
What the crap is up with this person?
Into the atmosphere with the express purpose of affecting temperature, weather, or the intensity.
Do you
of the
know
sunlight.
Melissa Blevins?
Seeding
No.
and weather modification is not
Does
happening
anybody?
in our country.
Does she exist?
There's no need for law to ban these acts and substances into our environment.
Do we have another Teso on our hands here?
Can you do a good Alex Jones voice?
No. Well,
Okay.
whereas,
No. Read exactly that.
they're going to take my expensive cat, but my pills. I don't know if that sounded great or not.
Well, okay.
Melissa Blevins!
I would love to properly go over this, but
No.
no.
Cloud seeding is a deliberate introduction of content various substances that act as condensation nuclear nuclei in an attempt to induce precipitation by aerial dispersation of ground seeding generators. Whereas chemtrails are visible various aerosol and what the? That's too big of a word.
Let's go.
You don't follow. No intendo.
No intendo. Oh my gosh, it goes on.
What?
Oh,
Cobalt, Republican Party, Bill Search. Oh, a wiki article.
Wait. Whereas. You didn't even close it properly. It doesn't have a therefore or. I'd vote it down just for that. You're wasting our time. Oh my gosh. And there's a whole blank page because of this. Okay. Hold on. 2024-10 resolution that only citizens vote. Okay, resolution.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think it's just a repeat of the Daryl Ford thing. Another Melissa Blevins resolution for the consideration. Say Summer Convention, Coeur d'Alene. You crown. Wait. Only citizens vote, and then it has.
What?
I think a formatting problem has just happened. You know what? Before I melt my brain trying to make sense of this, I think we should just move on.
I'm gonna see if it's that in this.
It's the same PDF. I mean,
But did something funky happen with your computer that
No.
made it?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
It wouldn't have loaded if something bad happened. Okay.
That's freaking weird.
Establish safeguards that address natural and man-made threats to Idaho electrical grid and its power supply. Okay, this.
Like bears?
No. Okay.
Oh,
So.
I almost hit a deer today, by the way.
Do you remember what happened the day after you went off to basic?
No, you guys said something about there was a power out or something.
Yeah, there was a really big power out in most of the western states.
Really?
California was sucking up all the power. They tried blaming it on a downed tree.
No,
it totally didn't happen that way.
California sucks. You just needed to say that.
California sucks. And so this was in for the viewer here. This happened in August of 1996, and there were actually 2 such incidents there. No, see, I have to do this.
August.
I can't do this.
I thought it was like June or July.
I don't know.
I left for basic in June.
Really?
Yeah. It was summertime.
Anyway, okay.
I came back in
So,
August.
whoa.
Hold on. Just stay still for a second. Whereas it is not simply water ice that is being used to seed clouds through the simple ice condensation spewed by aircraft to promote rainfall and snow.
What does cloud seeding have to do with threats to the electrical grid? I think the wrong thing was pasted in.
The umbrella man is putting thoughts into my head.
Okay, well, judicial vacancies. Let's just move on.
Hi, Holly.
You
want to see the crazy guy?
Steve and Petty Almer. I'm gonna have to text somebody about this because this doesn't look right. It looks like somebody just pasted in the wrong resolution.
Did you hear us yelling and stuff?
Hey, maybe we should get her in frame for a moment.
Come on up
here.
Who's a good girl?
Good girl. Okay. See, here's the camera right over here. No. Oh, dude.
No. Who's a good? Grandma's here.
Oh, Grandma's here.
Should we pause it? Or?
I can't actually pause in this version of OBS. That's why I put it on my new Mac.
Okay.
Try to distract while I keep talking.
Okay.
Just
Go see Grandma.
say it's a hot set or something. I don't know.
Hey, go.
But I think I'm gonna have to text somebody later because this might be a mistake from the state party regarding this. Judicial vacancies. 2024-12. Steve and Penny Almer, Canyon County people, so they're probably okay. I'm currently looking out a window right now. Oh, and I haven't even transitioned over to the thing yet. Okay, I don't know if the microphone is picking up the outside conversation. See, this is what happens when multiple different adults have many different things going on with their lives, trying to bring people together. It always, there's always something. So, Tom, you ready to talk about judicial vacancies?
Vacancies? Oh. Yeah, vacancies in the...
We don't have any bacon.
Sponsor.
He's recording.
Okay. Well, something just happened with... Alright, so let's talk about judicial vacancies. So, whereas the Idaho Republican Party believes in the Idaho Constitution and the thoughtful balance of power that our founders gave us, whereas the qualifications for a judicial nominee to serve on the Supreme Court must be...
Drop it.
Okay, this is a weird text formatting problem. And why are there so many semicolons? That's not how you write a resolution. But okay. Whereas the Idaho Constitution grants the power of the people elected by the judicial, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Whereas the present process in place for filling vacancies for the court circumvent the Constitution by giving the power to the governor and not to the people. Okay. The legislators stand for the people in our branch of government that fills. Okay. Therefore, the Idaho Republican Party asks that laws in regarding to filling judicial vacancies be amended that read, I shall nominate with the majority of them be elected to.
To be honest, I don't understand any of that.
Okay, so you know how there are seats for judges, especially in the higher levels of the state government, right? Okay, well, sometimes those seats are empty. Either somebody dies or somebody resigns, what have you. And filling those things, they're saying it was never supposed to be filled by the governor. It was supposed, it's a vote closer to the people if it's done by the legislature, etc. And so that's what they're saying we should do now. I'm not entirely sure if this comports directly with the platform, and maybe this should have been better written and as a platform amendment. But you know what? If you can talk for just a moment, I'm going to bring up the platform and see what, because I remember something about that in the platform.
All right. Chick-fil-A sucks, by the way. No. There's just the Chick-fil-A on Eagle in Boise, because there's this guy that's in charge of, the boss's boss there. He likes to treat the Door Dashers as thieves, ready to steal all their food. And, he's just a total tool, and he sucks so bad.
Okay, so I brought up, I'm not going to fool around with OBS to bring it up on the screen, so I'm just going to read from what the platform says about this, and I think the platform mostly agrees. Article XVII, so that's 18. Article 18, election of judges and Idaho Supreme Court justices. The Idaho Republican Party opposes any attempt to undermine the constitutional rights of the people to select judges and justices in an open and competitive process. We support the election of judges in a partisan election process. Well, that's kind of one of the differences I have. But anyway, we oppose any interpretation of the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the State of Idaho that is not rooted in principles of textualism and originalism. We emphatically affirm that judges have a duty to interpret statutory terms to mean what they conveyed to reasonable people at the time they were written. So, okay, I thought this was going to be incompatible. Turns out it's totally compatible with the platform. There should be at least some control of the people on this kind of thing. Any more to say about that?
No.
Okay.
I don't really have much to say on that period.
Okay, so resolution 2024-13, Tammy Nichols. Oh, she got to be a delegate on. Okay, cool. Whereas the people of Idaho values its sovereignty and independence, the people of Idaho are increasingly alarmed by the influence of international organizations like yada yada. The people of Idaho have expressed deep concern over proposals supported by the United Nations World Economic Forum, but currently not limited to. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. If you want to see what this stuff is, make sure you're watching it at least 720p and looking at the screen, because I'm not reading all of this out. And it's not like I disagree with it, it's just a lot of stuff to read.
Yeah.
I think this stuff is absolutely happening.
But I don't want outside agencies or governments telling the United States or Idaho what to do.
I completely agree. That's a Republican thing. Placing there's a lot in here. It looks like she didn't quite have the time to format it correctly. Therefore, be it resolved that the people of Idaho affirm. Okay, we might have to replace every instance of people of Idaho with the Idaho Republican Party. I don't necessarily disagree with this. It's a bit long-winded, but
Very.
I'm okay with that.
I'm just gonna hear the people argue over it, and I'll probably just, if it supports getting rid of outside bodies influencing Idaho and United States stuff, I'll help them prevent it. Yeah.
Okay, so title Adhering to the Idaho Constitution, 2024-14, Joe D. Arnold, Canyon County Delegate. Whereas all constitutions are trust documents, and that the people are the beneficiary of the trust. I hope she's not going sub-sid on us. The government is the trustee, as the entity bound to follow the trust document. Okay. Whereas the Idaho Constitution states, Section 2, political power inherent in the people. All political power is inherent in the people, right? Government is instituted for their equal protection and benefit, and they have the right to alter, reform, or abolish the same whenever they deem it necessary, and no special privileges or
What
immunities
is
shall.
she getting at?
Well, we're trying to figure it out. Shall ever be granted that they not be altered, revoked, or repealed by the legislature. Okay. Therefore, the Idaho Republican asks that all proposed bills that come before any legislative committee and all hearings take place first be viewed for adherence to the Constitution. I think she means adherence instead of adherence.
Okay.
But
That's it?
yeah, I think what she's getting at though is she wants to put in an extra step to make sure that these things are constitutional, which that's a thing that should be happening anyway, but
I'm gonna see what her
okay.
her lack of a better word excuse for this is. Maybe she can explain it a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against this, but I would imagine that such a check is already somewhere in the process anyway. But
yeah,
we'll listen.
Let her talk about it and maybe figure out what's going on there.
Okay.
Government funding.
Government funding and an own private road and a 666 for an area snow code. I don't expect anyone to get that reference. 2024-14, Jody Arnold, Canyon County delegate again, and a really weird format this time. Okay. It's messing with my eyes.
Yeah.
Whereas the Idaho Republican platform states that we believe in a limited government. They quote directly from the. Whereas all unconstitutionally mandated spending should occur only by taxpayer fund. Okay. Not disagreeing there. Whereas Idaho's budget comes from approximately 40% federal money, and these funds can come with requirements that may not align with Idaho's constitution, values, or needs. That's okay.
So I read the therefore.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't that already be happening?
Hold up. Well, let me get there. Whereas believes Idaho taxpayers should only pay for, etc., etc. Therefore, the Idaho Republican Party asks the legislature to review each department budget and program and evaluate it constitutionally. We ask that going forward, all budgets be reviewed based on the Idaho Constitution. No monies be accepted from the federal government that will grow our state government or do harm to our citizens. We also ask that all budgetary spending departments. I don't disagree with this, but a lot of this is supposed to happen already.
Therefore, we resolve that water should be wet. It's already wet.
Yeah. Let's see what they're talking about at least.
Yeah, that's another one of those "what is she getting at" type thing, because this is something that already happens.
It's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Public trust or accountability and accuracy in government. Another one from Jody Arnold. Whereas Republican Party believes in the rule of law, believes in transparent governments, etc. Whereas language from House Bill added into the law requirement if optical scanners are used, the ballot would have place a unique marker, and therefore detect that the mark is a substitute for hand stamping and people verify system authentic. Oh, so they're talking about ballot security here. Okay.
I'm for that, I guess.
Ballot. Okay. They're talking about some of the law here.
Wait, weren't they talking about that last time in the air-conditioned room, the big, nice air-conditioned room?
I think so. There's something about that in the platform committee. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is unique marking is a security feature to make sure that. Okay.
I'm just gonna hear them talk about it because.
I may have a problem with this, and I'll tell you what I'm getting at here in a moment. But I'm going to hear this out more. Whereas on October 20, both were tested Loggia and testing Canyon County. She's one of those people that were tracking this issue. They're doing good work. Okay, the leg honored the request. It was accepted. That's right. They put in a purposefully bad ballot, and the machine took it. They knew it was a bad photocopied ballot, and they just took it. And next, it was also not rejected. Okay, so she's going to have an opportunity to tell that story. Everybody should hear that story. Whereas all I got to use an optical scan belt. So okay, therefore the applicant immediately investigate the following. Okay, I have a lot less of a problem. I was about to get on a little rant about something, but okay. Now that I know where she's going with this, it's fine. Can the voting machines vote this feature? Furthermore, okay, I am gonna get at what I was referencing before. We do need a certain definitely election integrity measures in place. I am not disagreeing with that. And not only that, that is the law. Then it is also a very Republican thing that the voting process should be secure. However, part of that is a little thing in the Idaho Constitution called Article 6, Section 1. It guarantees everyone a secret ballot. And when you have a special mark on each ballot, meaning a different mark on each ballot, it's inherently less secret. So if you can circle that square, you'll get support from me. But every citizen is, well, voting citizen, qualified elector, is guaranteed a secret ballot, and that means some general things, but it also means some very specific things. And I hope that there's a way to have these two concepts coexist, because on the outside of that, it looks like we're going like a bull in a china shop here, and we might do something unconstitutional unintendedly. What was this one? 2024-16. Let's see, write that down.
Probably vote for this, because if they found a problem, they need to fix it.
With Idaho Constitution, Article 6, Section 1. I'm just writing that down in the notes because I'm gonna be asked about a lot of this stuff later, even though I'm putting this out in a video. By the way, how are we doing on that video here? We're 56 minutes in. Okay,
Really?
so we've been going a while. All right.
And David Gingras is an idiot.
Are you looking at your Twitter again?
I love laughing at the guy.
Okay, so I mean, I have a very certain specific reservation on this. Otherwise, you're doing good work. The sovereignty of the state of Idaho, another from Jody Arnold out in Canyon County. So, whereas the Idaho Republicans. Okay, this is obviously just a typo.
Yeah, the Republicans Party.
The Republicans Party. Whereas the Idaho Republicans Party believes that each state is a sovereign land.
I'll just say this. The Republicans Party is something that happens every 2 years. The Republicans Party. The Republican Party are the people that make that party.
Okay, so the Idaho Constitution. Okay, how do you go lowercase in the middle of a pasted word?
Constitution.
How do you...
My father-in-law?
Yeah, Constitution, inalienable rights of all by free, equal, and inalienable rights. Okay, yeah, a lot of that stuff's in the federal Constitution too. Well, let's see where. What was the sovereignty of the state of Idaho it was getting at? Okay, whereas the federal government has abused its power by claiming, okay.
Repatriated all the borders.
Whereas the benefits of this land belong to the people for their enjoyment and pursuit of happiness and liberty. I don't disagree. Therefore, the Idaho Republican Party asked that all federal lands within the borders of Idaho be repatriated, and they want to give the federal land back to Idaho.
And make it state land? Or just citizens' land?
Either or.
That's a big ask, and I'll probably vote for it, but I don't know, man.
Okay, well, we'll hear you out. Okay, next one. Finally, finally we have a different person here. They should put a cap on how many.
Well, then you wouldn't be. No, never mind.
Hey, I never did more than 2 in anything.
Okay.
Of a certain type, at least.
Resolution asserting limits to partisanship. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I think I know what they're getting at here, but okay, let's read it. 2024-18 here. Todd Thomas, chair of Franklin County. Whereas the platform supports no partisan decision making with regard to construct blah 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 blah. I think that's a little bit of a bad faith reading, but okay. Best local governance in towns and cities from individuals motivated by the altruistic love of communities, such as do not financially support trying to say that there's something wrong with the money here, which, okay. Okay. Political parties are tools for achieving good government, but power of a party is not an end goal itself superior to responsive and efficient governance. I mean, you'd say that, but a lot of the establishment factions seem to think otherwise. But especially the Tom Luna types, the Butch Otter types, the Trent Clark types. They espouse a different position, but what they actually do versus what they say. Yeah. Okay. Whereas in an environment with scarce volunteer leadership, selecting persons of good character may be a higher priority than partisanship. Oh, they're saying, oh, we need good leaders, therefore we don't. Therefore we shouldn't require partisan ballot. I don't know if I agree with that, because there is unfortunately a feminist way to pick up the trash. So, if anybody gets the reference. Whereas building consensus with small towns frequently requires statesmanship more than political loyalty. I don't necessarily...
Yeah, I'm putting a no on this.
I think I know where he's going, but whereas it's only a larger committee where decision often defaults to overarching... Does this person...
They're going that direction again, huh?
Does this person not know how toxic things are in small communities? I mean, he's out in Franklin County. He would have to know. Anyway, now therefore be rules of the IDGOP Central Committee. Okay, the IDGOP State Central Committee is not accepting any resolutions until January, dude. I completely advocate an conversion of that. It's currently nonpartisan. No. And
yeah, that's a hard no.
That's a hard no, because what that's doing is it's allowing Democrats and progressives to get into certain places.
Yeah,
and
sneak into small towns and go that way.
Yes, no, just any towns. They're allowing them to do that and exert more power than the will of the voter actually says. And then it's sort of a feedback loop of influencing each other. So the minority opinion will often reign supreme. If, a lot of the times. And I think this person is just really, really mad that some Ron Paulers back in the day got a little steam, because this guy is obviously an establishment stooge. I mean, I'm just going to say it. No, I'd vote no on this just on principle. Not only on principle, but also this is going to lead to the death of the Republican Party in small places.
Stupid old men in Pocatello that whined and complained about unable to hire dumb kids because all they do is look at the internet and play video games all day. So they have to hire minorities that aren't citizens. This sounds like a rant that they would do.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, I'm just going to move on. That was 2018. Okay, 2024-18. So, 2024-18, hard no. Okay. This next one, 2024-19, couple of people from Fremont County.
Where's that?
I think that's like on the outer tip of the L,
like Montpelier type.
Sort of. I think. I don't know. It's been forever since I looked at a lot of the county maps. Whereas Fremont County Republicans strongly support the lease of public lands for traditional uses. They're talking about grazing and cattle ranching and.
That's not something.
This is the glamping thing from Chalice, I think.
What is that?
They're really sore about glamping. People.
What does it matter?
People, they are getting their RVs and their big trailers and whatnot and living actually pretty poshly out somewhere random in the wilderness. They're upset at them over this effectively. Yeah.
What does it matter to them if they're doing it, though?
And this goes on for a while, too. Look at this.
If the person paid to be at that spot and do the glamping, what's the problem?
Whereas, blah, 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 therefore be it resolved that the Idaho Republican Central Committee, they don't meet for resolutions until January, fool, expresses opposition to glamping, and on public lands until such time that generates detailed rules. And oh, so you want to regulate the actions of private people? That's un-Republican, so no.
I'm just going to say my mother-in-law would never go camping again.
Well, be it further resolved that IDL permit leaseholders shall comply with comprehensive plans and zonings. Well, that's nonsensical if it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Who cares if they paid for the spot to do their thing, their version of camping? Why regulate how they can do their camping?
Where there be further resolved, the IDL shall coordinate with development.
Yeah, I'm putting a no on that.
No. Let's see. What was this again? This went on for a while.
The clamping one. 19.
19. Hard no.
That's just ridiculous. It's more old people complaining about people doing things different than them.
Yeah.
This is why Idaho has a reputation. Matt, just give me a second. This is why Idaho has the reputation it does. Because a lot of these are the same people that say, speak English only or go home.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same freaking people. That's why we're called Nazis all the time. Because a little bit was going on that we got rid of.
Mm-hmm.
That still exists, though, in people's heads. Right? Get rid of these idiots.
Yeah.
Old boomers. Anyway, that's the next one.
Well, Nina Beasley, she's one of the good ones up in Kootenai.
Okay.
Yeah, she's one of the good ones.
So what would be different about Election Day being a national holiday? What would be the appeal for it?
Well, without stealing the resolution's thunder, some people want this for some specific reasons, and it would be better for the voters, allegedly. Let's just read the thing. This is Resolution 2024-19, submitted going to be presented by Nina Beasley, so that's cool.
Anita Bath.
Someone else. What?
Anita Bath. It was a bad joke.
Okay. Whereas many Americans living in cities face long lines at their polling places, go to work. Okay, yeah, you just manage your time better, but okay. Whereas many Americans have long commutes to work.
If you're one of those California move-ins,
well,
because they're used to that, they'll go and live in Cuna and go to work in Idaho City or something. That's on them. Idahoans. We don't really do that. We work in Boise. We live in Boise. We work in Meridian. We live in Meridian most of the time. This is ridiculous.
I don't know. I think they have a little bit more of a point if your area is a little bit more spread out, and certain infrastructure just hasn't caught up yet or something. Whereas many Americans, read that part. Polling sites need volunteers to be poll watchers. Yeah, that's not a paid thing. For those who are working during the day, the pool of Americans who are available to volunteer. Okay, they might have a point there. Whereas the number of polling places across significantly reduced. Okay, yeah, I could see how that would be a problem. Whereas 20 states and D.C. have no laws giving American adults in states time off to vote. Okay. Whereas in the vast majority of states that do have such laws, requirement to give time is undercut by a caveat that the requirement does not count if the voter has personal time before or after work. Well, I can understand how such a provision was inserted in, though, but moving on. The majority of states that do have a requirement to give time off to vote don't have above caveat, time isn't paid. Pew Research says those...
Now, therefore, be resolved by the Kootenai.
Hold on. Well, that's how it's written. That's how you're actually supposed to write one. Another Pew's support making I wouldn't necessarily mind the election day being a holiday. I mean, and plus we are getting the point of it is to get more people to the polls, which I don't have a problem with. As long as that's the thing that actually happens, then fine. I'll be okay with it. Now be resolved. that the committee recommends Idaho legislature making every 2 years a national holiday. Okay. And the resolution...
If we pass this, what are the odds you think of this having legs and actually passing and all that, and where it needs to go?
I would really need to read the room, because some people can be real idiots about this kind of thing. Be it further resolved that the secretary... Oh, okay. Looks like they just pasted in a leftover resolution and didn't... they didn't cut it up correctly.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, I agree with the spirit of what's going on there. I mean, if we are going to be getting something closer to the will of the people, then fine. If that's what we're doing, and if that's what actually happens, then fine. Nullification of trees which are improperly... I think this is the last one that was on the list. Tammy Payne, Owyhee County, okay.
What is this?
World Health Organization has drafted... pandemic prevention, novel vaccines, travel restrictions, and further, whereas Article 2 of the United States Constitution is that shall have the power to, okay, a treaty popularly executed is considered supreme law of the land. In the past, certain presidents have signed treaties and through executive fiat, and these red little commas are distracting the hell out of me.
Red comma? Holy crap!
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. It's probably innocent.
The text.
The primary author of the Declaration of Independence, reaction to the Unconstitutional Alien Sedition Act, wrote, okay, be it resolved that forgot to rewrite it for the convention here.
I'll probably go thumbs up on this.
Respect to request that the Idaho Republicans support and adopt this resolution. Nullify treaties that are... Okay, so they're making the point that treaties are supposed to go a certain way. They're totally not going a certain way, and we need to go back to that. Okay, fine. I'll
say this, though. Brad Little attempted murder on the local economy, and so did Lauren McLean.
Yeah.
I lost my good job because of that. It could have been a career.
Yeah.
That never should happen again. And if this helps in that, then yeah, I'm 100% for it.
Okay, and it looks like they have some things to say about, some citations with that. Okay, looks like we're done.
Really? Okay.
So what do you think about this batch of resolutions now?
That weather thing, how did that pass?
Well, it's not a matter of passing. It's just a delegate submitting it.
Doesn't it have to be approved by a body to make it to here or something like that?
No, not for a convention. No.
Huh.
If you get elected to be a delegate, then you get to submit stuff like this within the time frame.
I would love to see the debate back and forth on this if it goes past 10 minutes. Like, do we have enough crazy people in that would go for it? That's ridiculous. The whole thing, the whole Alex Jones-ish.
Yeah.
The chemtrails and all that, They made Kermit the Frog gay.
Yeah, they did. All right. Well,
That's it.
Yeah, you're going to be on the resolutions committee, and we just went over the very slate of things that you're going to be taking care of in that committee. Do you have any specific goals with any of this?
Well, I already have an opinion of most of the stuff that there. Like I said, some of this I'm just going to be listening to the back and forth to see what people say on it. Otherwise, yeah, some of these are very good things, and some of these are like, why are we deciding on this? And some of them were, I thought this was already a thing. Like, actually, at the reorg meeting, have you done a video on the reorg meeting at all? Or?
No, in fact, I really should do an update video on that stuff because it was like 45 days ago in my last video.
And the voting on that.
Yeah.
I thought that was already a thing where you had someone watch the poll takers, the guys that were counting. I thought there was already a thing there. And then they go over, and so they appoint people, and there's this, by the way, witch lady, and all these on my side, that were just hands behind their back, making it known that their face was inches away from the counters, just, doing that. I'm like, I wanted to reach up and slap that woman. Whatever. But that's beside the point. The point I was made was, I thought that was already a thing, and some of these are. I thought these were already here, and I think that might be what's argued over there. Because isn't this already a thing? I don't know, but it was good to go over them at least, so I know what's going on.
Well, if I get a copy of the other packets, I'll start talking about those things too. But I guess if we have nothing left, y'all have a good day. Blessings.
Yeah. Okay.